A black man, unassuming and weathered, stands on the corner of a busy city street, holding a sign that reads, "Will work for food." His clothes are tattered, his face aged by time and hardship, and his eyes, though tired, seem to hold a world of untold stories. But today, this man will make an impact that no one saw coming. As the crowd moves around him, a group of strangers nearby sneer and whisper behind his back. One woman scoffs loudly, "Why doesn't he just get a job?" A man chuckles, "Probably just wants handouts, like they all do." The dismissive laughter continues, unaware that this man's history holds more than they could ever imagine. Soon, a cop walks by Officer Harris, known for his notorious prejudice and harsh approach to the community. He stops and eyes the homeless man suspiciously. "What's going on here?" he demands, his tone dripping with disdain. The man, trying to remain calm, merely shrugs and looks down. The officer doesn't like that response. "Hey!" he barks, grabbing the man's arm and jerking him to his feet. "Move along or I'll place you under arrest." Before anyone can protest, the cop slaps cuffs on the man's wrists, drawing the attention of the crowd. The whispers turn into murmurs of disbelief, and the once judgmental strangers suddenly start questioning if the cop is in the right. But the officer's grip tightens, and his voice grows colder. "That's it. I've had enough of people like you." As they walk toward the police car, the man speaks quietly, almost as if he's speaking to himself. "You don't know who I am, do you?" His words are a mere whisper, but they carry a weight. Officer Harris doesn't even glance at him. "I don't care who you are. You're getting locked up just like the rest of them." But there's something unsettling about the man's calm demeanor. The cop doesn't notice it at first, but the tension in the air shifts. The man's voice grows louder as he speaks again. "I think you'll find I'm someone you should have treated differently." The cop turns to glare at him, but in that moment, something in the man's eyes flickers, something ancient, something powerful. It's as if the years of suffering, the endless days of ridicule, and the harsh world around him are suddenly nothing compared to the weight of the secret he's kept hidden for so long. The officer scoffs. "You're trying to get me to let you go with some sob story? Pathetic." But as they reach the car, the man lets out a deep breath and looks directly at the officer, his eyes suddenly filled with a terrifying intensity. "You don't get it," he says. "This is all just a setup. You're walking into a trap." At first, the officer thinks the man is bluffing. But then, the air grows thick with tension. The man's hands shake slightly, not with fear, but with something else, something dangerous. "You're about to find out just how deep this goes," he mutters under his breath. Back in the station, the officer sets the man down in an interrogation room, still smug about the situation. But as the minutes drag on, his smugness starts to waver. Something feels wrong. The man remains eerily calm, his eyes closed, almost as if he's meditating. Just then, Officer Harris's phone rings. It's a call from his superior. The officer listens, his face going pale as the conversation continues. He stares at the man, now realizing something he could never have expected. The homeless man isn't just anyone, he's a man with a hidden past, a fortune that would make empires tremble, and a plan in motion that could topple the very system the officer has worked for. The truth comes crashing down in waves. This man had once been a renowned millionaire, but years ago, he vanished. No one knew where he went or why, and his wealth and business empire were presumed to have disappeared with him. But now, in this moment, he reveals the unimaginable truth. He orchestrated this entire sequence of events: his arrest, the way the officer had underestimated him, everything had been a carefully calculated move. Officer Harris is left speechless, his own life suddenly feeling insignificant in comparison to the man's hidden world. The man looks at him one last time and, with a smile, says, "You could have been part of something bigger. But now you've made your choice." With that, the officer watches in shock as the man walks out of the station, leaving behind a trail of confusion, fear, and awe. The crowd that had once mocked him now sees the true depth of his story. As the officer realizes the enormity of what he's lost, he knows that the man's journey is far from over. The final twist leaves the audience with questions. What will this mysterious man do next? What's the real purpose behind his grand scheme? And how deep does his power truly go? The answers lie hidden, leaving the door wide open for more secrets to be unveiled. This is only the beginning.